Hello. Hey, bud. Oh, all right. Hello, everyone. My name is Sam Wade. You can find me on Instagram and most places as at Wade is a verb underscore. I am a stand-up comedian. I also play Anandale in One for All, which is a real good time. I've got a 1 hour show coming up as part of Sydney's Laugh Out of Lockdown Festival called Mind Cave on the 4th and 6th of November at 7 p.m. If you want tickets to that, you can find them in my Instagram bio, or you can go to samwade.com.au. All my stuff's there. And yeah, man, I'm a big old hairy bloke that does comedy that's looking forward to having a game, having a cheeky game. So essentially, what they've heard, yeah, that's great. So it's just like, so this is yeah, that's fantastic. I don't think that's technically amnesia though. I think that's you being a mute. Like, what would that be? Oh, like, sure. Look, I'm your guest. I'm not here to just insult you. You've not brought me on as a roast comic, have you? Fair enough. Don't worry, we will roll better and get your esteem up by the end of this. All right. How's it? You do incredible woodworking stuff that is bespoke and beautiful for the modern gamer who wants a rustic aesthetic. I have worked in marketing. I do work in. I'm not sorry. I'll promote you. Fuck it. Why not? Mm-hmm. There we go. Do it. Play an intro. I dare you.
Will. We're back.
We're live.
The answer is no.
You still can't hear me.
I can't.
Well, the intro's on.
Huh?
I can hear the intro.
Yeah, I know, but I can't hear you, and I can hear him, but I can't hear you.
Apparently, I still can't be heard. So
That's upsetting that you can't be heard.
it is upsetting that I can't be heard. Like
Yeah.
you kind of need me to be heard.
It's
Otherwise-
going to be a very one-sided conversation.
Oh, now we can. Very good.
Oh, we're good. We're good to go.
We're
There
good
we
to
are.
go.
Is that because the intro stopped playing and now all of a sudden, like,
Don't know. I'm just gonna listen. The world is
Listen.
dark, okay? The world is dark for you. Your memories are all gone. Forget everything
All
that
right.
just happened. Okay, let's go. Right.
rock and roll.
So, everything you know about yourself is disappearing. You do remember one thing about you, or you're able to hold on to one thing about yourself, is that you were a dishonest individual. But every
But do I really remember that, or am I lying to myself?
yeah, it could be your own interpretation of yourself or what other people have told you are. That is up to you to decide how to play it.
All right.
But all the other memories are gone. You open your eyes, and the first thing you see is a series of metal bars surrounding you. Your arms feel heavy, and as you look down, you see your wrists have large, heavy manacles attached to them. Looking out beyond the cage that you're in, you see you are in a small room and it appears to be tilting back and forth. There are some crates, ropes and netting around, and sitting on one of the crates is a large man. The ceiling in this room is very low, so the man is like hunched over and he has like a tiny book in his hands trying to read it by a single oil lantern on the floor.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Oh shit! This is me.
Yep.
Tip top. All right. So I'm manacled. I'm in a cage. I'm in what I assume is a boat. I'm in a boat. Could be.
Yep. Could be on a boat.
Could be on a boat. As Akon said. Oh no, that wasn't Akon. That was T-Pain. I'm on a boat. Manacled,
Andy
man
Samberg,
reading.
wasn't it? I don't know.
Yeah. That's a Lonely Island. I'm on a
Yeah.
boat. Rolling on the deep blue sea. Do I remember language?
You can. Do you think you can speak? Yes.
Alright, I'm a dishonest individual. I can remember language. I'm on a boat and I'm locked in. Is that a good book? I say.
He's like, you
Good book?
You wake up. It's got pictures. He turns around. It's just like a crude drawings.
Sorry, what are the crude drawings of?
There's like a bunny rabbit, you think, and maybe like a bear.
Oh, nice. The Bunny and the Bear. That was one of my favourite childhood books. Huge fan of Bunny and the Bear, which I think Bunny and the Bear is also a film directed by Paul someone from The Mighty Boosh. Never mind.
Films don't exist in this world right now.
I'm a dishonest individual. You can't trust a word that I'm saying.
That is true.
Anyway, look, I distinctly remember the Bunny and the Bear as a book, the novelization of the film. Would it be? I'm a little. I don't mean to impose on you, sir.
Yes.
Sir.
Yes.
I don't mean to impose on you. But would you be able to bring it over? I'd love to read to you, to be honest. You look like, with the one candle, the one little oil lamp. Can I read to you? Would you like that?
You want to read to me?
Yeah, I'll read to you. I mean, look, I'm trapped here. You look as though you're trapped in a job that you're clearly trying to escape from by reading fiction. If it were me, I'd want some company, and surely we can spend the time together. We're just humans trying to connect in a boat.
Oh.
On a boat.
Okay. Like, tentatively, like, hands it over to you as if you like, don't hurt book.
I would never hurt. It's one of my favourite books, but I appreciate you. I appreciate the clear boundaries that you're setting, sir.
Okay. Just like hands it through the bar.
Yeah. Cheers. Thank you. I'll be honest though. It is a little difficult to. Would you mind bringing the light over?
Okay.
Would that be all right?
Picks up the oil lantern.
Thank you.
and,
You're
like,
you're clearly very good at your job if you've got this sort of stuff absolutely down pat. I appreciate that, and I appreciate the work that you're doing. Manacled though I am. Although that said, it is very difficult to turn the pages. I know that the next bit in Bunny and the Bear. Oh, it's Bunny and the Bull. That's the movie. Never mind. It is very difficult to turn the pages. Would you mind unmanacling me? You can keep the bars around. I don't mean to... I wouldn't want you to fall foul of your duties as... Are you the jailer here?
I do what Captain tells me to do.
Oh, you do what the captain tells you to do. That doesn't feel as though that's very respectful of you as an individual, does it?
It's kind of like picks his nose a bit.
I'll take that as a yes. I'll take your bemused nose pickings as confirmation. Because it seems like, I mean, you seem like a really decent, genuine person. You just want to read a book and you're not being not compassionate towards me, which I, again, genuinely appreciate. I'd gesture more, but would you mind unmanacling me? Just so that I can read the book.
Captain said no unmanacle until you bring back Parrot.
Until I bring back the parrot.
Yes. Captain Parrot, you stole. You parrot thief.
Oh! No. No. I'm not the parrot thief. I'm a cook. And I took carrots, not parrots. And I can understand why there would be a misunderstanding with the captain. I can see entirely why that would be an issue for him. I'm sure it's a lovely bird. Not a bird that I've seen. That's the truth. Having amnesia as I have, I've not seen the bird. As a chef, though, I have cooked a lot of carrots.
James Cook, you stowaway.
James, am I James Cook? And I'm a
No,
I'm sorry. I may
you're
have
not the cook. James is the cook. You are a stowaway. We don't know
I'm...
who you are.
Yeah, I'm James's apprentice. I'm a sous chef. I say cook. I was just trying to relay as quickly as I could and concisely as I could, which I'm sure you'll appreciate. Being, again, I didn't catch your role. If James is the cook, and what's the captain's name, by the way?
Captain Jawbeard.
Captain Jawbeard.
Yeah.
I don't want to speak out of school, but Captain Jawbeard sounds like a bit of an arsehole. I mean, James is a cook, right? Like, he's clearly been given a role with duties and a title, and what I assume is a level of responsibility for the ship's health. You, on the other hand, when I asked you if you were a jailer, you weren't sure. You just did what the captain told you to do. Does that sound fair to you?
Roll a d6 for me.
I rolled a 2.
You have significantly confused him. He's just staring at you blankly. He's just like, you say lots of words.
I do get that a lot, in fairness, and I can understand why you would be confused. I may have confused you there, and I understand that, you know, in this time that we're in, that may be an issue. Would you mind bringing the oil lamp a bit closer? Let's get back to the book.
He brings it closer to you, and as you're there chatting, the door to this little room opens up, and a man with like a big wide-brimmed hat with like a feather poking out and long red jacket, big bushy beard. He walks in and he's just like, Jeb, you were supposed to tell me when the prisoner awoken. And the big guy's just like, oh, sorry, Captain.
I'm sorry, Jeb. Captain Jawbeard, I presume?
Yes.
Could you settle this for me, please? What's Jeb's role on this ship?
I feel like
What's Jeb's...
that's not the important thing right now. I feel like the important thing is...
I feel like it is. I think clear boundaries in a workplace are always important. Jawbeard.
I don't know who you are, but you stole my parrot, and I really don't appreciate people stealing from me. So I'm afraid to say that you will be walking the plank come morning. So, any final requests?
I mean, I'd love to be unshackled if that's fine and not have to walk the plank. I'm sure. See, the issue that I'm having, Jawbeard. Do you have a first name, or is it just Jawbeard? Also,
Yes.
did your parents call you Jawbeard, or is this a moniker that you've taken on?
Jeb's just like,
You talk a lot.
I'm starting to see that, yes.
Yeah, look. I may not know who I am or what I have done, but the thing that I do know is that language and human connection can overcome most instances. And now that lamp is quite close. See, I just want to talk it out. I really just want to have a chat. Because you said this is my thing. And I'm speaking as Sam just for the moment, not as this nameless. I haven't given myself a name yet. I assume Jason Bourne type character that I'm a very.
If that's what you see in your head, go for it.
Yeah, well, I'm on a boat with Amnesia. I'm going with Jason Bourne. As long as my movie references are still like whatever. Jawbeard.
Mm-hmm.
I'm currently. I appreciate the position that you're in. For all intents and purposes, I've stolen your parrot. However, when you captured me, presumably, rightfully so, you were angry and knocking me out and manacling me. If I've stolen your parrot, your parrot's alive and well, and I wouldn't want any harm to befall it. Do you know where your parrot currently is?
I do not. Do you?
I have an idea where it could be, and I would love to go and get you your parrot back so that we can clear up this misunderstanding. And if at the end of that I don't prove to you that I'm the sort of person that you could use as part of your crew, I'll happily walk the plank. Does that seem like a fair deal?
Roll a d4.
That'd be a 1.
It's fine. He's just like, alright, Jeb, please unlock the cage for our friend here. And Jeb like pulls out a ring of keys, just like unlocks it. But I'm keeping your manacles on.
Entirely fair. I think that in order for us to sort of build trust, I would probably want me manacled too.
Alright. If you know where my bird is, lead the way.
Excellent. So I'm going to start by walking out of the door and taking a hot second just to gauge my surroundings.
Okay, so you leave the tiny room and
Yep.
you walk into what looks like the lower deck of a ship. So it's got like a couple of cannons on each side, and then there's a bunch of like hammocks like strung up along the sides, and it seems to be there's no light coming through any like holes or anything, so you surmise it might be nighttime. And there's a few guys asleep in some of these hammocks. And you can also see like a staircase that goes up, and you assume up to the upper deck.
Okay, cool. Are the cannons loaded? Can I ascertain that from where I am?
Roll a d10.
That's a 5.
You can see that no, they are not loaded. There are cannonballs stacked next to most of them, and also like flint and stuff.
Flint and gunpowder and that sort
all
of
the
thing.
stuff so it's all readily available to fire.
All readily available cannonball equipment.
Yep.
Love that for me. All right, cool. Well, Jawbeard, if I can call you that, Mr. Beard. How do you prefer to be? How would you prefer to be addressed?
Captain is fine.
Captain. Love that. See, clear workplace boundaries. So important. Captain. Had I been the thief that stole your parrot, alleged though it is at the moment, I would not have stowed your parrot away within the sleeping quarters. There's too many men down here for starters. There is a whole bunch of equipment down here. You would have heard the parrot, and presumably you've not heard the parrot. Am I correct?
You are.
Then I think we can surmise that the parrot is not here. Am I permitted, Captain, to go above deck?
Please be my guest.
Tip top. All right, Captain. So I presumably walk up towards the upper deck.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm going to take another hot second here just to check my surroundings.
So you've gone up onto top deck. It looks like you're on a ship, obviously. You've already figured that one out. The masts are all like down. They're not like full speed or anything like that. They're just like kind of floating. There is not many people up here because it's in the middle of the night, so you kind of see one or two. There's like one at the steering wheel, and then maybe another one up in the crow's nest. As you see the crow's nest, you actually get a flash and a memory.
Ooh.
So you remember being up in the crow's nest, and you're looking out over the ocean, and you see another ship nearby. You call out, and down on the deck, the captain pulls out his spyglass and spots the ship, and then he orders his crew to intercept.
Yeah, you know what, Captain? I'm really appreciative you brought me up here. That jolt of sea air has really started clearing my memory. I'm part of your crew, aren't I?
I'm afraid not. You are a stowaway.
I'm a
we
stowaway.
assume none of us have seen you before, so that's the only logical conclusion.
Because I don't necessarily know that's the logical conclusion, and being a stowaway does not necessarily mean being a burden. I'm very much interested in earning my keep, Jawbeard. Captain. What I'm recalling being up here with you now is my being in the crow's nest and spotting an enemy ship. Were we in combat recently? The cannons are unloaded.
It wasn't an enemy ship. I mean, of course, they probably consider us an enemy now. But we did how would you say it? Removes the belongings that they may not necessarily have needed from a merchant vessel.
Ah. You see, now I can really understand that, and I can also understand that you're taking great care not to necessarily pigeonhole yourself, parrot-hole yourself, if you will, into a piratical position. Are you not, Captain?
Oh no, we're pirates. No, I'll just...
Oh, great. Well, I'm glad. God, I'd love a clear boundary. Let me
you
tell
are going to die in the morning, so I don't think necessarily need to
I'm
tiptoe
going to
around
die
that
in-
fact.
I'm going to die in the morning if I don't find your parrot and prove my worth to you. Now, Jeb, if you can back me up here,
Yeah.
where were you? Where were you during? You know what? There's a question that we're overlooking here, and I feel like it needs to be answered. Jawbeard, where did you last captain? Pardon me. Sorry, I get very familiar with people. I'm a very personable person. Captain, where did you last see your parrot?
Well, after we raided that ship, we came back aboard here. A couple of our crew took the spoils underneath.
Mm-hmm.
Polly was on my shoulder, as he always is.
Mm-hmm. Very modern pirates with a he that's called Polly. I appreciate that, Captain.
Thank you. I try to be considerate of modern times.
I can see it shows. It shows. Jeb only had really good things to say about you.
I mean, it is. I mean, 1821. I mean, people need to grow up, you know.
That's you. You are 100% correct, and I appreciate your candor.
Anyway, so he flew away to as he does, probably to go up in the rigging or something like that, and that was the last I saw of him. A few minutes later, we heard a screech, which we can only assume, as he is the only parrot on board, to be from him. We walked to the front of the ship, and we found you unconscious with feathers all around you.
Right. I can see why that would absolutely put me in a real position of guilt here in your eyes. And quite rightly so. Having not had the full array of facts available to me, I too would be worried for the safety of my parrot. I can see how you would come to blame me. However, had the feathers been around me, just touching the back of my head, as I am, and it is reasonably sore, do you think a parrot flying into me at speed would cause me to be knocked out and rendered unconscious? Because the thing that worries me in this situation is that I've woken up with no memory and been accused of avian-based larceny, scrumping for parrots, if you will, and I'm here waking up in to your own account, waking up in a pile of feathers, none the wiser, and I'm genuinely worried now that there is a third agent on this ship between. I say third agent, I think that there may be something else afoot here. And that is really putting me on guard, Jawbeard, because I've been nothing but honest and forthcoming with you. And had I been the thief of your parrot, I doubt I would have done that. You seem like a reasonable person. Piratical, living by a nautical code. Quite gender forward for 1821. In charge of good workplace boundaries. And what I worry about is that there is someone else aboard this ship who means you harm. I'm not asking for you to take off my manacles. Because again, you don't know me. To be fair, I don't know me. But I would genuinely worry that I'm being set up by someone. Has there been any chatter amongst your crew? What do you call your crew? Do you have a name for your crew? Do you have a collective noun that you prefer?
Before we get to that, roll a d6.
That is a 6.
Alright, you see... Whereas before, he was kind of like, dead set. You are definitely the person who took my bird and whatever. But after this conspiracy theory that you've kind of got going right now, he actually seems to be kind of believing it a little.
Yep.
Pirates is fine. That's our collective noun. Pirates.
Pirates. Your pirates. Has there been any dissent amongst your pirates?
No, I trust all my crew implicitly.
Okay. If there is no dissent amongst your pirates, if there's no dissent amongst your crew, and I'm here being upfront and honest with you, then I think that we're looking at a third bad actor, someone that may have stowed away from that merchant vessel.
Jeb's just like, another one?
Yes, Jeb. Another one.
Sorry, I'm out of focus.
No, that's what. The focus is what are you shooting at? He said, breaking character. Not that he's done that before.
Logitech HD 1080p thingy. It's fine. It's just not HD right now, so people will live with it. Yeah, the captain's just like, you do make a couple of good points. All right,
I am nothing if not an honest man.
I will
Captain.
make you a deal. If you can find who took my parrot by the morning, your life will be spared. However, if you cannot, you'll walk the plank. Does that sound fair?
Outstanding. That's more than fair, Captain. I appreciate that. However, in order to conduct, Jeb seems like an honest sort of. You don't distrust anyone in your crew, and Jeb and I already have a little bit of rapport here. Would you mind unmanacling me, but me being chaperoned by Jeb while I conduct an investigation?
Roll a d4.
That's a 2.
Jeb, how do you feel like being a babysitter? Jeb's like, Jeb likes babies. Good. You can follow him around. Take off his shackles. So Jeb
Outstanding.
gets his keys out again and takes your manacles off.
Thank you, Captain. I do appreciate that. Now, I was found at the was it the prow of the ship where the feathers were?
I'm gonna say yes because I don't know boat terms. The front.
Was that in the Captain? We're gonna have to. I can, if anything, I can brush up on your. I'll bring up your nautical nomenclature, Captain. It's fine.
I stole this ship. I didn't really know what I was doing at the time. I was young. I never bothered to learn the terminology.
How young were you when you stole a ship?
6.
You stole a ship at 6. I can see why you're such a feared and respected captain. Hang on. Did you... I have so many questions, and I understand there's an investigation going on. Firstly, how far away is morning?
Probably about an hour.
Oh, it doesn't give me a lot of time. Look, I would love to... Let's just put a pin in this conversation about nautical nomenclature and how you came to be called Captain Jawbeard when you were a captain, presumably at 6, and at 6, unless you are 99% testosterone, not capable of growing a beard. But we'll like I said, Captain, put a pin in it. Jeb, if you can take me up to the front bit of the ship, that'd be lovely, and show me where the feathers were, because I'd really like to have a proper look around. I want to find Captain his parrot.
Okay. So he
Thanks, Jeb.
takes you to the prow of the ship. Sure.
Yeah, up at the prow. Stern's the back, prow's the front bit. My dad was in the Navy.
Cool.
That's yeah. So
My brother was, but that didn't help me at all.
Whereabouts is the captain at this point?
He kind of just like goes back to, and like takes over from the guy behind the wheel. Does the wheel have a different name? You are, folks,
Helm.
learning about nautical terminology.
Yeah, it would be take the helm.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, he goes back to the helm.
Back
Relieves
to his
whoever
helm.
was.
I'm
on there.
sure if the comments are going off right now with someone Googling and fact-checking my nautical terms, totally fine. I've already established myself as an honest man. It's an honest mistake.
Yep.
Anyway, Jeb.
Yep. So he takes you up to the front. You have to take there's like a few steps up into the.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Are the feathers still there?
There's like 1 or 2 still there. Yeah.
1 or 2 feathers there. Fantastic. I'm going to take a really proper good, like a Sherlock style inspection of this area because I want to know what's going on. So that is going to involve me looking at the feathers. Jeb, when were you there when I was found?
Yes.
Jeb, can you show me exactly where I was positioned on the deck?
You want me to lie down?
You don't necessarily have to lie down. I love that you're so committed, Jeb. But right now, I don't. If you can just show me where I was on the deck.
All right.
Just point.
There.
Okay. How large is the deck? Is it large? Actually, how large is the ship? Do I have an understanding of how large the ship is at this point?
It's not like super big. I think it's more built for speed, and you haven't really seen a huge crew either. So it's something that can be maintained and run on just a skeleton crew.
Skeleton crew. All right. Not a problem. Humidity. I'm gonna have a
roll a d12 for like a little investigation.
5. These numbers are not going my way, and that's okay.
Okay, so you have a little scour around the trying to like get on your hands and knees and trying to look for any clues at all. You get like one of the feathers and like it is nighttime and there are like some lanterns kind of like hanging up, but the light is terrible. So yes, you cannot really make out much more than just. It does look like you do see. I'll give you this. One of the wooden boards looks like there was a little bit of splintering so there could have been like maybe like an impact of some sort, whether it was from like a bat or something hitting down on top of it or something like that.
Right, okay. It's entirely possible then that I have been knocked out by some unknown assailant. Now that's worrying for 2 reasons, because I was right that there is potentially someone on this ship who has got ill intentions towards all of us. And I don't know where they are. Okay. Alrighty then. Jeb, me old mate, me old pal. We're friends now, aren't we, Jeb?
Best friends.
Best friends. Jeb, I like that about you. You're my only friend in the whole world. And that is entirely the truth. You're my only friend in the whole world, Jeb. Far as I know. Could have a wife, could have kids, doesn't matter. What matters is here and now, Jeb. We're living in the moment.
Carpe diem.
Carpet. I couldn't have said it better myself, Jeb. Do you know who found me? Was it a group thing, or was there one single person who pointed me out?
We heard a scream. I was down below. Captain was up on deck. And Jonathan was in Crow's Nest. All 3 found. Possibly Jonathan got there first.
Jonathan. Because the one thing, apart from us being friends, that I do know, Jeb, is that I was in the Crow's Nest and called out to spy that ship. Now,
Jonathan usually in Crow's Nest.
God, I'm Jonathan.
You not
Am I
Jonathan.
I'm not Jonathan?
Jonathan asleep.
Well, I think you and I should head downstairs and talk to Jonathan. I know he's probably going to be upset at being awoke, although it is close to morning. And as they say, Jeb, early bird that catches the worm. Let's go and wake up Jonathan. Seeing it as it is dark under the deck, would you mind terribly if I took a torch with me?
Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Jeb.
All right, so he leads you back down into the under deck and takes you to one of the hammocks. He just like starts poking the person.
Jonathan. Oi, wake up.
And the guy in there's just like,
What do you want?
Hello, Jonathan. We've not met, and I am sorry for waking you at such an inopportune moment. I understand the importance of rest. However, as I'm running short of time, were you the first person that found me unconscious on the deck? I'm helping the captain with his investigations about where his favourite parrot, Polly, has gone.
oh yes, Polly, yes. Funny bird, that bird, yes. Yes, to answer your question, I think it was, but the captain was right behind me. But, yeah.
Funny how? You say funny bird. When you say funny bird, funny how?
Oh, it's that Polly. He's a tricksy one. He just likes playing pranks on us, putting us off course all the time. But other than that, well, the captain liked him. Let's just say that.
Right. Jonathan, I understand where you're coming from. I think that one of the biggest problems with pirates and their pets is that they can become too attached. They can become sentimental. And that's really difficult when you're just trying to carry out, as I've been speaking to Jeb here, you're just looking for clear boundaries in communication. And when there is a little bird on the shoulder trying to manipulate the situation, I can understand how frustrating that would be. You seem frustrated. Would I be correct in assuming that, Jonathan?
Look, I'm just the navigator. I plot the courses, I keep a lookout for things,
Like a clear direction.
Yes, I do like a clear direction. Thank you. Nobody else on this ship seems to understand that.
I can understand where you're coming from. As I've been saying from the beginning, Jonathan, I am very much interested in clarity, clear boundaries. That's got to be really frustrating. You seem underappreciated. How did you end up in this underappreciated position? I would have thought the navigator of a ship would have been revered. Would have been you're the person. You're the man with the plan. Are you not?
Oh. Look, I'm not a very assertive, I would say. My mother always told me to, just be polite, say yes, all that stuff, So, when something happens that goes wrong, I kind of just like, when Captain Jawbeard blames me for getting us off course, when it was really Polly's fault, well, I just take it, I can't stand up to authority like that. It's just not how I was raised.
Jonathan, I'm sorry to hear that. I genuinely am. That is... You sound like a man beset by fortunes you did not choose. And I can empathise with that a lot. I've lost all my memories, see?
Oh, that's terrible.
Honestly, it's been a very intense few hours. But that said, you've got to make the best of your situation. It's not as though your circumstances should not dictate to you how you, the lot in life that you're given. I think the navigator role is incredibly important. And I think that what we probably need, it sounds like, at least from what I'm understanding, is that you could use some clear direction and probably someone to help advocate. for you. Would I be correct in assuming that, Jonathan?
I could always use a friend to I don't like speaking up, you see. So if I had someone to do it for me, that would be... Are you going to go to the captain on my behalf? Is that what you're saying?
Jonathan, I would be honoured to help mediate a better working situation between you and the captain. Jonathan, can I ask you this? Are you alone in these feelings? Because I'm starting to wonder whether or not this whole situation with Polly...
Roll a d6
I'm starting to wonder... Sorry?
Roll a d6 for me.
That's a 2. Every dice roll, I've had 1 6. That's been rat shit.
Roll a d4.
Rolling a d4. 3.
When you ask him about the if he's alone in these feelings,
Mm-hmm.
it looks like he's about to say something, but then stops himself.
I think it's probably best if we leave it unsaid, Jonathan. I don't want to get you in trouble. I understand pirates take mutiny very seriously, and I don't want to incite or cause some kind of mutiny in that way. That would be no better for you, because then all of a sudden you're going to be victimized if people aren't on your side. And I imagine, having spent... How many years have you been on this ship, Jonathan?
4.
4. That's quite a long time to feel underappreciated, isn't it? And I wouldn't want to put you in a position where you are at risk or devalued any more than you are, by virtue of me trying to advocate for you and stick up for you.
I understand. Well, thank you for trying.
No. I'm not. I'm saying that I would love to advocate and stick up for you. I still feel like I should do that. I, however, don't want to put you in a position where you would be incriminating yourself by saying that the rest of the crew are, equally as fed up with Parrot-based guidance, sentimentality. I mean, what's your share of this cut? Does Polly have a share of this cut? Of what you get?
Well, I mean, the captain spoils him, but he's... What is... Actually... You should talk to John.
John.
John... He's our, for lack of a better word, treasurer. Yeah, we'll look after the loot and, divvy it up. But I hear he's had some run-ins with a parrot who seems to also like to steal things.
Well, that is incredibly helpful. Jonathan,
You didn't hear that from me, though.
I wouldn't bring you into it. Mate. That doesn't seem fair at all. And where would I go and find this John?
Oh, he's right there. It's like on the next bunker.
Beautiful. Convenient. Jonathan, thank you. And when I do get a chance to speak to Captain Jawbeard, I will strongly plead for you to have a bit more recognition in what you're doing. So thank you.
Thank you. I mean, I feel like now that Polly is gone, wherever he is, the issues may resolve themselves.
Very well might. But you see, this is my thing, and I promise I will go and talk to John in just a minute. What you can't trust in these old captains, someone that's been running the ship since they were 6, that's a lot of sentimentality to build in, and you always want to worry in these situations. You're a man with a plan, right? You're a navigator. I can imagine it must be terribly worrisome and conflicting for you, even, to have someone whose heart is overruled by sentimentality and emotion when you yourself are such a logical, thoughtful, thorough person.
Yes.
Yeah,
it is.
I thought as much. I'll just articulate all your emotions for you. Don't worry, it's part of the job. Right,
You are
Jonathan,
making
thank you.
so
I'm going to
much
go.
sense.
That is the first time ever today someone has accused me of that. I will. I'll duck over and have a word to John. Next bunk over. I'll just wake him up. Hello? For the sake of expediency. Hello, John. We've not...
Who are you?
That is the question on everyone's lips, not just my own today. Hello, John.
Jeb is actually like, he's kind of like, stick his finger in his ear, got some earwax out and just like kind of munching on it. Not like really paying attention to what you're doing whatsoever.
Oh, entirely reasonable. John.
Yes.
John, I don't mean to put you on the spot having just woken you up, but as I am on a deadline, pun fully intended here,
I don't get it.
I hear that, and I don't mean to put words in your mouth, but I just wanted to check in. That merchant vessel that we all took earlier on, how was the loot divvied up on that? Was that divvied up evenly between the crew? Was Polly included in a share of that?
Polly? Yeah, they're gonna give some money to a bird?
I understand that Captain Jawbeard is a highly sentimental person who spoils his parrot. And I want to know whether or not that parrot has been taking an undue share of everyone's earnings.
I think that that parrot may have a bit of crow in him or something. He just likes shiny things, you see.
Right, shiny things. A parrot that likes shiny things and likes playing tricks. John, you are to the point, and I appreciate that at this point in my life. What's left of it. Gallows humour, we'll get through. Jeb, I'll tell you later, once you're older. In the meantime, though, as I've got Jeb shadowing me, would you have any issue showing me... I assume there's some sort of treasure hold, is there not?
We have a safe in the captain's quarters.
Safe in the captain's quarters. A safe in the captain's quarters. But a safe is only going to store shiny valuables and things like that. Surely when you were stripping the merchant ships, you would have taken everything that you needed. Is that the way that you guys operate?
Well, we're not monsters. We want to keep them with something so they can make their way home. Yeah.
Oh, far be it from me to call you monsters. You guys have been nothing but hospitable.
So we take a few,
Some fruit and vegetables, keep the scurvy away, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Some water, but
Now,
that
is
all
the point.
goes down below deck into where the rations are kept.
Where the rations are kept. Now, John, down below, I assume if there's rations and that sort of storage as well. You know what? Never mind. I'm bothering you. You should get a full night's rest. I hear it's going to be a very busy morning. Gallows humor, Jeb. Gallows. No,
Huh?
never mind.
Yeah.
I'll go down below deck now. So I'm going to go down below deck with my torch and have a quick look through
As
the ration.
As you're like walking towards the staircase going down,
Mm-hmm.
you're seeing all the faces of these sleeping crewmen, and seeing them all together kind of triggers another memory for you. You remember being on the merchant ship, and you watch
Mhm.
as the crew is like pillaging everyone, and they're tying up the other crew on the merchant
Mm-hmm. On the
ship.
merchant ship.
Captain Jawbeard is talking to an old woman on there,
Mhm.
and she is saying,
You will regret this, Captain. I will take away everything that you love.
and Captain Jawbeard just laughs. Go ahead and try, you old crone. There's nothing in this world I love. then the old woman's eyes shift to you, and she says,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but there is.
that's what you remember.
Hmm. Yeah, well, that is a predicament, isn't it? All right. I'm gonna carry on down to the hold.
Jeb
where
follows
there
you
are-
down.
Yep. Oh God, Jeb, I really do appreciate the company at this point in my life. Very much the last stages. Gallows. Never mind, Jeb. Oh,
Gallows.
The gallows.
We don't know Gallows. You're walking off the...
See, Jeb, I knew you were a dark horse from the moment I met you. Thanks for being my best friend.
You're welcome.
So I get down into the hold where the rations are. Would I be safe to assume that this is also, would I be safe to assume this is also where weapons would be stored?
There are a few, yes. Yeah, it's mainly just like crates and barrels.
Mm-hmm.
There are a few rapiers lying about, a couple of pistols. Roll a d6.
Three.
Okay. When you were up, you could see that each of the crew in their hammocks had like a little chest of their own underneath their hammocks that you would assume that they kept their own valuables and weapons or anything like that. The ones you see down here appear to be possibly broken or malfunctioned in some way. So you see a pistol that not entirely sure will work.
That's cool. That's not a problem. Because if it's not a pistol that will work, it will still potentially have gunpowder in it. Jeb, I'm gonna look through some of this stuff now, Jeb. Do you mind staying with me while I look through it for the sake of accuracy? Fidelity more so than accuracy. Jeb,
Must.
I don't know my name, but I know some very large words, don't I, Jeb?
Too big.
Too big?
Shorten. Make small.
Jeb,
Yes.
I noticed some cannons up there earlier. Do you guys have a place that would be completely dry? A gun magazine, for instance?
That was where we were holding you.
Right. Well, now this is a turn up, isn't it? Very glad I didn't go with my first instinct, Jeb. It's a joke. I'll tell you later. It's so very close. Jeb,
Very short game.
for so short. Just like an hour of just you and me talking about nautical terms afterwards. They all died. No, that's wonderful. Jeb, there's rations and there's food here. Where did you say that cook was?
Where?
Yeah. James, the chef.
Where is he now?
Yeah. Oh, well, there's a galley, presumably. I would hate to, as a dying man, not have a last meal. I have a relatively good understanding of where Polly may be and the situation at hand. And what I would like to do is just have one last chat with James the cook. James Cook. Captain James. No.
You're not captain.
What a wanker. Yeah, I'd love to have a chat with... I don't know why I said that. It's very difficult not having all the memory there. I'd love to go have a word just with the cook, just briefly, before I let the captain know my findings.
Okay, I think he could be cooking breakfast. What do we have for breakfast? I don't know.
Well, it's not going to be anything too fancy, I'll tell you that much.
No.
We're on a ship in the middle of the sea, and by the look of these rations have been greatly depleted even after catching a merchant vessel. This doesn't look like a tenable living situation at all, does it, Jeb? You're not sure what you are having.
I can count.
What was the last? You can count to 10.
10 able. Yes, I am able to count to 10.
10. Was that a bit of wordplay there, Jeb? God, you're catching on quick. I love that about you, Jeb. Jeb, why don't you? I think what would be good, Jeb, is the first thing that I remember is waking up and talking to you. And I'm starting to wonder if there are a lot of crates around there, whether or not I just hid the bird in the obvious place. In the
Do you eat it?
I wouldn't have eaten the bird, no. If I'd eaten the bird, I mean, Jeb, I'm going to give you a little chat about the powers of observation. Upon seeing me, the captain would have seen that I had feathers and or bits of bird blood in my beard. Now, that wasn't the case, was it, Jeb?
No.
No. So I didn't eat the bird. And Jeb, you didn't eat the bird, did you?
I don't think so.
No. So if I didn't eat the bird, you didn't eat the bird.
We did have some sort of fowl last night.
Last night,
Yes.
you had...
Cook James say it was a seagull.
Said it was a seagull. Jeb, how far out in the water are we? I assume if the masts are down and we can't see any land in sight, we're quite far out, aren't we?
Jonathan say we are.
Which means that more than likely, I think I know who took Polly. Jeb, would you do me a favour? I'm going to stand back down here near my cell with this torch. And what I would like to do is if you could go and get the captain, the cook, Jonathan and John, and the rest of the crew, and have them meet me down here. Would you do that for me, Jeb?
Okay.
So
Thanks, Jeb.
are you going back up to where you were held?
I'm going back to where I was held, where there's a lot of gunpowder holding my torch.
Okay. So that's basically the lower deck, because you were below. Like there was like
Yep.
the lower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was on the very bottom of the ship.
Yep.
In a dry place with some fire, with a lot of gunpowder. Because still seeing that many cannons, there's going to be gunpowder and shot plus gunpowder for pistols. You don't end up on a pirate ship.
Ruh-roh. We're frozen. Will you come back? Will you not? Alright, I'm going to go to technical difficulties for a second until we sort this out. And we're back. All right.
We're back in live.
We are.
The NBN has been fixed. I've personally routed fiber to my node. So I'm gonna hang down in the hold along with the cage, the gunpowder, and my torch while Jeb goes and gets everybody.
So you actually hear Jeb, like there's like a bell somewhere in the ship, and Jeb just starts like ringing the bell.
Everybody
Ringing
up!
that bell.
Everybody down here. Parrot Thief has a message for you all.
I mean, that's prejudicing the jury to begin with, Jeb. We're
Slash
meant to be
best
friends,
friend.
mate. Jeb's best friend is gone. Never mind, Jeb. You know what? At this point, I'll forgive you.
Alright, so everyone kind of like gathers. They're obviously not in the little room that you were in, but like just outside amongst the cannons and everything.
Yeah, of course.
Yep.
Of course. Captain, I would like to have a word with you at this point. And I'm sure it's important to you, you know, with your unswervingly loyal crew and your lack of issues on this ship that they hear as well. They hear too. I think that we should all be men and fair and above board. I've conducted a thorough investigation of this ship. And it seems as though there are some issues here which we should directly address. Number one is that while you have got some clear boundaries on this ship, and I am genuinely appreciative for that, I think that we need to really step up a bit more of an open discussion about where this ship is going and the direction that it's going. And I think that someone like Jonathan should be leading that. I don't think he gets the dues he deserves as a navigator.
Everybody just like looks at Jonathan. He's just like,
and I say this because Jonathan has proven to be a good and loyal crew member. He has great love for the ship. He has great love for you. And I don't think... I'm not here to accuse Jonathan. He was very helpful in my investigation and only wants the best for Polly. So I would just like to say, while we're talking frankly, that I will honour my word to Jonathan. I will honour my word and say that Jonathan should be given respect that he is due.
Captain's just like kind of like really like confused as to where you're going with this, and he kind of
That's fair.
He like looks at the one of the portholes, and you can see that the sky outside is getting a little lighter, and he's just like, I don't know if you are stalling for time, but you seem to be running out of it, so I would get to the point quickly if I were you.
The point is, Captain, that this crew, loyal to you though they are, has not been fed well in a while, checking out your ration storage, and yet it has become apparent to me that James...
Oh no. Damn this internet. So, how's everyone been? You been good? Yeah? What did I do today? Can't remember. So that one's when you get old.
Back on, I have no idea why that dropped out. That's
Excellent.
Very, very strange.
I had to talk to my friends for a bit. It wasn't a very compelling conversation because I don't have any friends.
It's. Give me 1 second. It's just. Oh, there you are. You're back now. I've got your screen as well. Captain, was it not true that the night before, the night after the merchant raid, your chef, James, we've not met, and I don't wish to speak out of turn, but did you not serve some sort of fowl to everyone for dinner?
James, who's like this like little scrawny guy with like a little curly mustache.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a
yes? It was seagull, I swear.
Yeah, you see, that's the hard thing that I'm struggling here with, James, and I don't mean to doubt you not knowing who you are or your situation. However, as we are fucking far from land, you're not going to find a seagull out here, are you? That was a lie, wasn't it, James?
yes.
Yeah. James, you served everyone Parrot for dinner, didn't you?
No. It was rat.
You didn't. It was rat.
Yeah, I just thought I'd give everyone a treat by telling them there was seagull. You know, the mind is very, very powerful. You know, if you tell somebody they're eating seagull, they're gonna believe it, even though they're just eating rat.
James, considering the lack of food on this ship, it feels as though you wouldn't have a rat-filled ship, would you? And I can appreciate you. Polly was beloved by all. Is that true? Did everyone enjoyed Polly on this ship?
Roll a d6.
4.
Okay. Everybody on the ship is just like, yeah. And you can tell that none of them are telling the truth.
Yeah. That's what I thought. Polly being so beloved on this ship, James, as was clearly the case, right? I'm going to give you one last chance to come clean, James. Because I suspect the captain wouldn't take too kindly to finding out that he ate his best friend.
The captain just like slowly just like looks at James, and James just like sings even lower. No. It was rat. It was rat. I swear it was rat. I swear it on my life. It was rat.
Does everyone on this ship know the difference between what chicken, I assume, tastes like and what rat tastes like? Did it taste stringy and terrible, or did James make you quite a nice meal? Was it a plump, breasted, delicious meal last night?
Some other guy that you haven't talked to or even seen. Just like he was just like, I think it was more of a stew, really. So I'm not entirely sure.
That's fair. It's fair. Look, memory is a tricky thing. Believe me, I'm finding this out this morning. God, it's been a long day. Captain, I'm going to put it to you that James ended up feeding you that parrot. I don't have any interest in hurting parrots. From what I know about myself, which admittedly is very little, but I've been nothing but honest towards you, nothing but kind to your crew, to the whole crew, including my best friend Jeb. I can't see a reason for me to want to hurt you through your bird. However, I can see that everyone else here may have, like I said at the start, I'm not entirely certain that things are as they seem. And I worry, Jawbeard, about the veracity of James's claims. So I'm going to say this one last time, James. Because I don't think that you did it out of malice. I don't think you did it out of spite. I think you did it out of desperation. Did you feed everyone that parrot, James?
Roll a d20.
$15.
James is like,
No. He was like, I can prove it. Yes, I can prove. Proof is what you need. Yes, I can prove it.
Proof would be wonderful. Jeb, would you mind escorting James to go and get some proof, please?
Yes.
he like scampers off and Jeb wanders after him. He comes back a couple minutes later, holding like tiny little bones in his hand.
Rat bones. Rat bones. Yes, rat bones.
Rat bones. Well, that seems pretty conclusive, Captain, and I'm sorry to have wasted your time. James, and I don't mean this lightly, I'm glad that wasn't the case, although that still leaves the question of where Polly is and who took Polly. Now, there's one more thing that I would like to...
Captain,
Sorry.
it's gotten very light in this room now.
Yeah.
The captain's just like, I think you are grasping at straws here, my friend.
No, Captain. What I'm grasping is a very large torch alongside a lot of gunpowder. And what I've done here is I've tried to go through this logically with you. I've tried to be kind to you. I've tried to bargain my way onto your crew and provide you with some sort of use. However, as I've talked to the crew and seen the resentment that they had for you and that fucking parrot, I can understand why I may have stolen it, had I stolen the parrot. So what I'm going to say is this now. We can either all die here, quickly, in a ball of fire. I don't have much on for the rest of my life. Do you? Or, I think we can take up some new management on this ship. Jeb, I'm sure you would like a clear position on this ship. Jonathan, I'm sure you would like the respect that you deserve. John, I'm sure that you would like a fairer, more even-handed way of divvying up treasure, as you seem to be so good. And James, again, I apologise, I was stalling for time, and I'm sure you're a wonderful cook who just did things out of the kindness of your heart. However, here's the two options that I see in front of us. Either I blow up this boat and everyone on it, or we can have a change of leadership. Savvy? I'm now holding the torch very close to the gunpowder.
Roll a d20.
That is a natural 20.
Okay.
I will screenshot that to you. That was fucking magic.
I do believe you.
Oh, no, look, I'm one of those people that I'm like, no, I want to be really on top of, like, this sort of stuff. Because there's so much about this where it's like, I've had to, I don't know if you play poker or not.
No, I don't.
Do you play poker? No,
I don't understand.
But I know about the whole, it's that thing of, you play the hand that you're given, not the hand that you want. And that, hang on. Tell me I can upload this in the chat. I'll upload it to you later. It's
Okay.
magic. That was, I've never felt better.
Okay. So you see all the rest of the crew, they're kind of like nodding. They're just like, this guy makes a lot of sense. It's like, he's my friend, you know. Then you see Jawbeard just like, now, hang on a minute. Let's not do anything rash. And then
Right, well-
the guy that you haven't actually met or talked to or anything like that walks forward again. He's just like, We haven't met. My name's Jax. I'm the first mate here on this ship.
All right, Jax.
Who would you be proposing to take over? Yourself?
No, I would not put myself up for position of Captain, Jax. I don't think that's fair, and I don't think that kind of pyramidal hierarchy is really what we need. Clearly, you know everyone better than I do, and I would need someone in your position to actually do the running of the ship. I'm merely here to facilitate everyone actually getting what they want. I would have loved to have found Polly. I suspect, though, that Polly has fucked right off, and that, we're never going to see that bird again. More's the pity. Seems like a terrible bird. No offense, Captain, but you've let your heart overrule your head for the last fucking time.
Jax is just like,
Jax.
fuck that bird.
Fuck that bird. Fucking
The
feathered
fucking
little
captain
asshole.
would listen to that bird more than me. Can you believe that?
A bird, right? This is the vibe that I've been getting from this ship, is that there are a lot of dissatisfied people here. Jax, would you do me the honor of manacling the captain?
I will. Jeb, manacles.
So,
Jeb hands in the manacles. Okay. Hang on. We've got to roll to see if the captain's going to allow this or fight his way out.
yeah.
So, what do I do? Let's just roll another d20.
Yeah, alright.
Oh,
13.
that one.
Oh!
Okay.
Whoopsie doopsie, Captain.
Yeah, fuck it. He's going to fight his way out. He's going to attack you first because you instigated this.
I did
entire
instigate
thing.
a mutiny.
So he's going to attack you. He's just going to pull out his sword and just like swing.
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to? Are you going to dodge, or are you going? What are you going to do?
I am going to... fuck it. I'm going to dodge, and as I'm dodging, I'm going to say Jeb. Jeb?
Okay. Roll a d6.
There's a nat 1. I feel like I'm getting stabbed a little.
Yeah. All right. So you weren't expecting him to
Yep.
just in a rage just suddenly attack you. So you were caught off guard a bit. So he
Yep.
slashes you kind of like down the chest. It's not a huge gash, but like you are very wounded right now.
Yep.
As you call out Jeb, Jeb's going to like run forward and try to probably try to tackle him. Jeb seems like a big bloke. He'll probably go for a bear hug kind of thing.
Yeah, that's my read on Jeb.
Roll a d8 for me.
3. I got that one fucking 20.
Yeah.
It's going back to shit.
You peaked. It's down the hill from here.
Yeah.
Okay, so the captain sees Jeb running for him, and he manages to duck out of the way, and Jeb kind of like runs into the door behind you.
Mm-hmm.
He is going to... He cut you, so he's satisfied that he just hurt you, so he's going to cut his losses and try to run away. I don't know where he's going to go.
Yeah, I mean, it's a ship, isn't it? And
Yeah.
Also, there is a whole crew, which I am now co-captaining, along with Jax. standing at the doorway, so his running is going to be cut short.
Yeah, he's actually would need to run.
He got to go fast. He got to be Sonic.
You know what he's going to do? He's going to try. Since you gave him the idea of burning the ship, he's going to try and smash one of the lanterns around the gunpowder.
All right. What am I rolling?
We'll go with D12.
5. I really peaked early, didn't I?
Are you doing anything particular to try to hinder him? Or are you just going to let the crew try to do something?
No, I'm invested now, and it's sort of all or nothing. I am gonna leap at him, and go for a big old kick in the ghoulies.
Alright, so he runs over and he's going to try and smash a lantern with his sword.
Yep.
And just as he's mid-swing, smash him in the nuts. He's like, "Hooty!"
Yep. Just drop him. I did like 1 month of Krav Maga. That's what I learned. That's true.
It's pretty much all
Jason
self-defense, isn't it? Just kick him in the nuts and run away.
Yeah. Eyes, throat, groin. Done. Nailed it. Passed that test. Yeah, look, banger. Okay, so if I've kicked him in the nuts, I'm now going to relieve him of his sword.
Yep.
And is he holding anything else? Is he going to be an arsehole about it?
No, so you kick his sword away, and then Jax takes this opportunity to walk over and manacle him.
Beautiful. All right,
he's just like, he spits at your feet. He's just like, "You're gonna regret this, boy."
No, I'm not. This is the only life I've ever known. You bearded 6-year-old fucking twat. And I took your ship in a day.
As you're gloating over him, you have another memory.
Yeah.
You remember sitting in your most favorite place in the world, on the shoulder of Captain Jawbeard. He has been your family ever since he found you as a chick, wounded and alone, and he nursed you back to health. You watched as you sailed further away from that ship with the old lady, and just before it was out of sight, you thought you saw a strange green light flash from the ship, and then it was gone. You spread your wings and took flight, looking for someone on the ship to annoy, when suddenly your body was surrounded by a green light and it began to change. Your wings became hands and arms, your talon feet morphed into boring human feet. Then you plummeted down to the deck of the ship and the world went dark. And that's where we're going to end it.
That's magic. Oh, I love that. I was a bird all along. You don't get that on any other stream, do you?
No, of course not. This is quality content right here.
Yeah, you just M-Nighted me, is what you did. You just fucking twist-a-rooed that, right? Oh, I love it. I stand by all my decisions, though, to be as amenable as I could be, whilst also keeping the option of blowing everyone up. Crash or crash through, mate. That's my jam.
That's how you do it.
That's how you do it.
Alright, well, thank you very much for being on the show with me.
Oh, mate, it's been my pleasure. That was delightful.
And thank you everyone at home for watching. If you are there. I don't know how many people are there, if any. If you want to vote for next week's genre and theme, you can go to woodcarvergaming.com.au/amnesia. And you can see what happens next week. We'll have Liz will be GMing next week. Because I alternate, because, I want to do things.
Dope.
Yeah.
You need a break too.
I do. It's actually very burns you out.
It's a full-on job.
Burns you out when you're trying to think of a new story every single week. It's just like,
Trying to do it every single week and come up with voices and do like the characters for everything, and I was definitely throwing at you some like a lot of in-depth naval knowledge that I didn't realize would be so useful at this point.
Yeah.
Woo!
All right.
Linen shirts, looking like a pirate.
Yeah, you're doing good. Yeah. That was total coincidence. Alright, guys. Later. Bye bye.